Okay, guys. Greetings, everyone. My name is Dmitry, and let's check if everything works fine. If you can hear me well, just type 1, so I would be aware of the microphone set. And while we are waiting for the rest to join, just for a couple of minutes, tell me, where are you from, guys? Okay, I see that the microphone is working fine. Nice. Okay, great. Let's not waste the time. So, greetings everyone once again. My name is Dmitry, and I am the portfolio manager, trader, and together with Bitsgap, working on the product development. So, today on this webinar, we will be talking about Bitsgap automated trading bots. So, let's start. Let me just once again reset the screen share. All right, here we go. So today I will go through several topics. First of all, how Bitsgap bots work and when they are efficient, how bots accumulate profit on the sideways, uptrend markets, and can minimize the loss in case of the market fall. I will also introduce you the brand new product, which is called the S-Bot and the Scalper. I will also share some tips and tricks and use cases and various strategies you can start using already today. So first of all, what is automated trading? Some of you are certainly using automated trading strategies. Some might have never heard of it, and some might still be unaware of what this is all about. So yeah, tell me about your automated trading experience. Just type any short answer. Let's see how many of you are using or have been using or completely lost when it comes to automated trading. Tell me about your experience. Okay, I see that some are pro. Nice. Who else? Yeah, somebody just started. Okay, nice. So for those of you who don't know, automated trading systems, basically that's the algorithmic trading which allows traders to establish specific rules for both trade entries and exits that are automatically executed by the computer, like this. So there are several types of automated trading strategies, but we are going to talk about specifically the HFT, which is known as high frequency trading. And I guess the abbreviation itself makes it clear what is the logic behind. But why HFT? Why high frequency trading? Well, it accounts for around 60% of all trades that happen in the market, in traditional market as well, not only in the cryptocurrency. So this is a fast trading through the use of computation power, as I already mentioned. And we have conducted a plentiful amount of tests to find the best auto trading optimization. So it turns out that HFT is the solution. Manually, you just can't beat the high frequency algorithm. You can't make as many trades as the HFT bot does. So here's the example. You can see how many trades there were executed by the bot. So tell me, how many trades per month do you make, like manually? Let's just put aside the automated trading for a while. Just tell me how many trades you make per month, like just manually. Let's see how many of you. Okay, I can see that somebody is making around 100 trades per month. That's insane. Some makes around 20, somebody around 200. That's nice. So clearly there are some high frequency traders here. Some are daily traders, I assume. Some are long-term investors. Okay, somebody makes just 2 trades. That's also fair enough. Any trade is a good trade if it makes you a profit. So it doesn't matter how many, just what makes sense is the profit itself. Okay, so the question is, what is the logic uh, behind the classic bot, the S bot, and the scalper? But before I start, let me tell you that certainly when it comes to high frequency trading, there are advantages. There is no behavioral bias. So that means that the bot simply doesn't have any emotions. And the bot has no regrets. It doesn't care if your neighbor is making noises disrupting your concentration when you are trying to initiate a trade. And clearly, it can reach an astronomical trading speed. You just can't keep up with it, right? So now let's proceed, and I will tell you about the logic that we have implemented to our automated trading bots. So the technology itself is called grid mechanism. It's implemented in the classic bot, the original one, the S bot, and the scalper, our brand new products. So yeah, what unites all of them is that they all have a so-called grid mechanism, which places simultaneous proportionate buy and sell orders at predefined levels. So here you can see that I have sell orders. It's the red zone, and buy orders, which represents the buy zone. I'm gonna use the pointer. So the grid itself is nothing more than just a price gap, like a space between the orders. So as you can see, there is a tiny space between the orders. That is exactly what is called the grid spacing. And the aim is to seize as many market swings as possible, basically to buy low and sell high. So let me visualize the grid mechanism for you on the next example. So first of all, we have to define the trading range. So the trading range is the area within which you are going to trade. I mean, the bot is going to trade for you. And within this trading range, the auto bot, it can be S bot, it can be classic bot, it can be the scalper. It sets sell limit orders and buy limit orders within this range. What happens is that as the price is moving upwards or downwards, it will trigger either the sell limit order or the buy limit order. So in this case, you see that we have 4 sell limit orders and 4 buy limit orders. And as the price moved downwards, it has triggered the buy limit order. So your bot is going to use your quote currency, in this case Ethereum, to buy BNB coin. All right. What happens next? A new sell limit order is placed right above this place where you've just bought some BNB coins. And then as the price moves upwards, you see it triggered the sell limit order, the new one. That means that this time your bot is going to sell a portion of your BNB coins and you get your profit in Ethereum. Next, you see that right after the sell limit order was initiated and executed finally, you see that the new buy limit order is placed right below. maintaining this grid spacing. All right. So that's the logic. You see, once again, then the price moved downwards. It triggered the buy limit order. So, and then the new sell limit order is placed. So that can be an endless amount of trades if the price stays within the predefined trading range. So let's now open the Bitsgap platform, and I will show you exactly how it works. First of all, you have to open your Bitsgap, or if you haven't yet registered, just register, and then you can simply switch to the demo mode where you can test. That's like one of the greatest features that we have, is that you have virtual money that you can test before actually jumping into real market trading. So here you open the bot section. As you can see, I have a chart here which I can adjust, like the time frame as well, like 4 hours for instance. Below the chart I have active bot section. So these are my currently active bots. You see that some were initiated 8 days ago, like 2 weeks ago, and some even 19 days ago. Here you can also see the investment value. What else? The history. History is where all of your bots, like bot strategies that you used before, when you clicked on close the bot, it goes to the history log. So here you can see all of your bots that you ever initiated. And so here on the right side, you see how you can set the bot. All right, you have simple function, which is where you can choose the strategy. As I said, we have SBot, Classic Bot, and Scalper. You can also choose the exchange. So you also see the available amount of money that you have on each exchange that we offer. You choose the pair of your interest. So when it comes to grid strategies, we have some recommended already. Let's choose, for instance, Bitcoin Cash trading to the USDT. So what I'm gonna do next is that I will adjust the chart to see my upper limit price and lower limit price. I can manually adjust it any way I want. So in any direction. I can make less buy orders but more sell orders, all right? But then I will have to adjust the grid quantity. Let's say 70. In this case, I can initiate the bot, and you see it will maintain the grid spacing of 0.17%. What else I can do? I can make my sell zone narrow. I can make my buy zone wider. All right. But the idea is that the grid bot, the S bot, the classic bot, and scalper, they are designed, they are optimal for the sideways market and for the uptrend market. But I will show you examples a little bit later. As of now, let me tell you how else you can adjust grid levels. So apart from manual adjustment, you can also specify the upper limit and the lower limit. So let's say I want it to be 230. Oh, actually, wait. 240, for instance. And my lower price, let's say 215, something like that. So that's another way of how you can adjust grid lines. Here you can see that you can also adjust the grid quantity. That basically means how many buy and sell orders all combined you will have. So let's say for this particular case, I want to set a wider sell zone and a narrow buy zone. Why would I do this? Well, let's say I expect that the price is gonna go upwards. In this case, if I want to initiate the bot, now let me put 60. Yeah, 60 is enough. So that means that I have now more sell orders than buy orders. That means if I want to initiate the bot, I must make sure that I have enough both the base currency and the quote currency to initiate the bot. I can see this in the advanced section. So clearly here you see that my investment amount is, okay, in this case, $51. In order to initiate the bot, I must have on my account, or if I don't have it, attention, if I don't have it, the bot will buy at current market price enough of the base currency so that it would be possible to set all of the sell orders right here. So the wider your sell zone is, the more of the base currency you must have on your balance, or the bot will have to buy it. All right. So keep in mind that the wider the sell zone, the more is your risk exposure to the, in this case, Bitcoin Cash price fluctuation. So clearly, as of now, let me check if I have enough Bitcoin Cash on my balance. I click on balance, and I can see that I don't have enough. I mean, I have zero. I have zero Bitcoin Cash. So when I press start the bot, this is what I get. It tells me that in order to initiate the bot, I must buy at current market price this full amount of Bitcoin Cash so that it would be able to set all of the sell orders right above. And then I click yes, buy. What happens next is that my bot is now initiated. It has filled the market buy order. It bought this exact amount. Here it is. You can press on the view button and you see that I now have open orders, sell orders, like exactly those that I just showed you. And you see that there is a proportionate distribution of my Bitcoin Cash. So at this price, it's going to sell this amount. At that price, it's going to sell that amount. I also have buy orders because as we initiated the bot, you remember that we had a narrow side of buy limit orders. So that means my bot is going to use the allocated USD to buy, in this case, Bitcoin Cash. So that's an optimal set for your S bot in this case. If you expect the market to continue the upside movement, but you also expect that, okay, maybe there will be an insignificant drop down. So that means that as the price is going to fall a little bit, it will buy the base currency. And then if the price will go up as you expected, you will profit. So you will profit not only on the base currency value change, but the bot will make profit in the quote currency. And here you can see that, for instance, my active bot, it's Niblio Trading to BTC. It has already executed around 357 trades, all right, having only 60 grids in the trading range. And it has made 5.79% of the return to my total investment. Okay, so that's a very important thing to understand. So clearly, as the price is moving upwards, the you are affected not only to the base currency value change, but the profit that is generated by the bot. So that is what we call profit maximization. So you let your base currency to work on you to make profits, and you don't even have to check the computer, your trading account every 5 seconds. You just know that it will be making profits because it's designed to seize every possible market swing. So the S-bot is a high frequency bot, so it's optimal to have more grids than if you would use the classic bot. And because the S-bot has a smaller grid spacing allowance, so yeah, tell me if you guys are familiar with the grid mechanism, if you are well aware of what this is all about. I just need to know how many of you have ever heard of this, because there are many types of automated trading strategies. So yeah, I can see that there are some questions regarding the investment limits. So here you have to understand that you can adjust it. Let's say I choose, okay, I go to the strategies. These are recommended strategies. Let's say icon trading to USDT. So currently on my balance, I only have, actually I don't have any USDT on my balance. So maybe I should choose something else. Let's say maybe BTC. Okay, this one. So I have some BTC on my account, which is approximately around $274. And here I can adjust my investment value. I can put 70%. So that's going to be this total amount, 192%. Oh, sorry, dollars. I can put 30% of my total BTC on my balance. So that's going to be $82. So you can put and adjust it any way you want. Just make sure that you have enough. That's basically the main idea of how you can adjust the investment value. And the crucial thing when it comes to automated trading is the backtesting, because backtesting, it tells you how the bot, how this strategy is efficient enough. So here's the example of the backtest result, BNB trading to Ethereum. That's the original chart, and that's the backtest result. So here you can see how would the bot trade for you on a specified date range. So for this particular period, it would make 5.87% just the profit generated by the bot. It doesn't take into account the investment change, I mean the total, because you are also affected by the value change as the price of your base currency, in this case BNB, is moving upwards. So you can see the appreciation of your BNB value change. So adding to this value change, we have bot profit. So altogether, this is the maximization profit effect. So let's move on. I will show you some other things. But before we jump to the S-bot, I will show you how you can check the backtest results right here on the Bitsgap platform. So let's say you are interested in VRX trading to BTC, and all you need to do is to open the advanced section and then go to show backtesting results. And here you can see that for the last 1 month, starting from the 17th of March, the bot has generated around 10.04%. So as the price was moving upwards and downwards, the bot was just making profits for you. And you can see how many orders it has completed by the time. It's around 20,000 orders. So tell me, guys, are you manually capable of doing that amount of trades? I doubt so. And as you can see, not only it shows the historical performance, all right, it is the online backtesting. So that means that it takes into account current data so that if you open the Bitsgap platform, let's say tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, you will always see the relevant backtest result. And that is why the bot right now, in this case, in backtesting, has open orders. So it means that it will initiate other orders as well as the price is moving currently upwards or downwards. So you can use the backtest to make sure that, all right, I like this return for this particular currency. And as the Bitsgap team has recommended this optimal strategy for me, then it's maybe the case to consider. You can also see that there are other recommended strategies, like for instance, iOS trading to USDT, which you can also check the backtest. You just press show backtesting results. All right, let's see. Okay, here it was even more. It was 25% for that 1 month period. So that's in annualized return. It's going to be around 300. So that's exactly what the bot would have generated for you if you initiated the bot at the 17th of March. And you can also check its performance for a shorter period of time, let's say 18th till 31st of March. So here we go. It would make you 22%. So what about the SBot, our brand new product? The thing is that the HFT, high frequency trading, is now allowed with only 0.1% per grid. So that's the spacing that I've shown you between the orders. So the more narrow the grid spacing, the more market swings you can seize. All right. It's more secure. I mean, it trades within the investment limits. So it doesn't, I mean, it is designed to maintain the investment limit so that it wouldn't consume an extra, like additional deposit on your balance. And yeah, let's move on. So what is the investment change? Many ask what this is all about. And just to show you, investment change is displayed right here. So many ask what this is all about and how it is calculated. Sometimes for some it can be kind of misleading. So let me tell you what this is all about. On the example, let's say we are on the uptrend, in this case BNB trading to Ethereum. You see the support line, the resistance line. So the price is moving upwards. In this case, we are affected if we are not using, just imagine that we are not using the auto trading bot in this case. Let's say you just bought BNB around here. So you are only affected by the price fluctuation. And in this case, as the price is moving upwards, your investment value appreciates. So in this case, your investment value is only affected by the value change. But if you have to ask yourself, are you a passive or active hodler? The difference is that active hodlers, all right, they don't just buy the base currency and then they expect for the price appreciation. they use automated trading bots like SBot, Classic Bot, or Scalper. So that while the price is moving upwards, the bot is making extra profit for you. And here is the visualization of the bot profit generation. So once again, that's the profit maximization. So not only you are affected by the value change of the BNB, but the bot itself makes you profits. And then in this case, your investment value change is nothing more than just the value change plus the bot profit. And that's the maximization effect. Here's the example. You see, this is the uptrend formation. And you see buy orders, which are represented by green circles, and sell orders that are represented by red circles. As the price moves upwards, you see that the investment change here is around 14%. So that takes into account the bot profit. So the bot profit is added to your total investment value change and is displayed right here. So basically, all you have to care about is the investment change, but also take into account the bot performance, all right? So that you can see how the bot has added value to your investment. So in this case, it's almost 50% of added value, of added profit maximization. So if you wouldn't initiate the bot in this case, I doubt that you would make that amount of profit. So other examples are also displayed here, like 0x trading to euro, 3.29%, and added value bot profit. Here, BTC trading to euro, it's 3.86% investment change, and around 3% is just what the bot profit has generated. So that's the maximization effect. So yeah, active hodling, definitely my choice. What about the sideways market? The sideways market is also the optimal scenario for the automated trading system, for the SBot, for the classic bot, for scalper, as it makes you profit while the price of the base currency remains in the sideways market. What is the sideways market? The sideways market is basically the stagnation. So it means that neither it goes upwards nor downwards. It just gets stuck somewhere in the middle, all right? So maybe today you are in a small profit, but tomorrow as the price plunges, you are in a negative investment change value, all right? But if you initiate the bot on the sideways, it will offset this stagnation effect as it makes you the profit. So the idea is to utilize, to use your balance, to use your portfolio, to use your available coins to work on you. To make profits for you in a quote currency. So let's say you have some BNB on your balance and you want to accumulate Ethereum. Okay, in this case, choose the BNB trading to Ethereum pair, and it will make you profit in Ethereum. So while you are affected by the BNB value change, like the most perfect scenario is an upward formation, the rising market. In this case, you will earn not only in BNB value, but you will also earn Ethereum coins. So tell me, guys, how many of you are using the SBot or Classic Bot on the sideways market? I can see that there are some questions about the grid spacing and what else? Yeah, about the grid spacing. Just keep in mind that we take into account the fee. So let me show you. Here's the example. You see, in my active bot right now, Niblio trading to Bitcoin, I have completed 357 trades, and you see that here's the buy price, all right, and here's the sell price, and here's the profit. Note that the fee is taken into account. So both the entrance price, so when you buy something, you have to pay the fee to exchange, all right? And then you sell it, you also have to pay the fee. And we take this all into account, adjust it, and here is your net profit. So that's the idea. Let's move on. The question is, I see, what is the ideal grid spacing for the SBot? Well, it depends on the current market condition. So as I already demonstrated, you can have either a narrow buy zone or a wider sell zone. In this case, you see that 164 grid levels is too much for the bot in this case. So if we adjust it by 80, you see that in this case, like the profit per each grid is going to be around 0.19%. So that's the optimal. You can also put, let's say, 100. So that means that you will have more frequent trading. That means you have now more levels. It means that there are more chances that you will seize almost every market swing. So you know that there are some cryptocurrency pairs that are trading in like very, very tiny small range. So in order to seize these small swings, all right, you have the scalpers, all right, because it has, you see, even more levels. They are so narrow that you can barely see them. So clearly it will be able to seize almost every, if not any, market swing. And we are constantly working on the optimization. Right now, in Scalper bot, you are not able to adjust grid levels. And the trading function here is automated. So when you initiate the Scalper bot, the trading up is the option that is on. And if the price is gonna go upwards, the grid setup will follow it. By the way, regarding the trading option, I need to tell you what this is all about. So tell me if you are familiar with the trading up function. Let's see how many of you are using trading up or maybe never heard of it. Yeah, so yeah, somebody has never heard of the trading function. Some use the trading. All right. So for those of you who have never heard of the trading, let me briefly explain to you what this is all about. So let's say that this is your defined, predefined setup. You expect the price to move upwards. And when you have the trading up, that means that together with the price appreciation, your trading range, in this case, defined by the upper and lower limit prices, it will go together with the price. So imagine it like the price is going upwards, so is the trading range. All right, but if at some point the price appreciation stops and then you see the price drop down, in this case, your trading range is not affected. It's not gonna follow the drop down. it's gonna stay like this. But if you see that after a drop down, the price goes upwards again and takes new higher high, in this case, your trading range is gonna follow this price again. If it goes down, it will stay in this zone. So it's only affected, it's gonna go together with the price if it only goes upwards. So that's the optimal solution, the optimal strategy. If you want to maximize your profit on the rising market, use the trading up function. It will follow the trend and it will be executing trading within this trading range, taking advantage of all possible market swings within this range. Because you see, with the grid bot, with SBot in this case, you will be able, if your trading up function is on, you will be able to seize all of these market swings, all right? Manually, you wouldn't spend so much time trying to predict these levels of lower low, of higher high, all right? You just have the bot to do the job, all right? So that's the idea. That's the biggest advantage of automated trading in this case. So the key difference between the SBot and the classic bot is that they have a slightly different orders execution approach. And I will show you right now the example. But first of all, I will tell you about the tips and clues regarding the SBot. So first, avoid extreme volatility situations and upside down reversal scenarios. So let's say you see this kind of scenario on the market. The price is rapidly going upwards and it approaches the resistance level. So if you are an experienced trader, in this case, you would reconsider entering the market many times, because when the price is moving so rapidly and approaches key price levels, in this case resistance, it's more likely that there will be a rejection. All right. What is the rejection? Rejection is when the price then drastically falls down. So if you would initiate the bot around here on the top, then you would be significantly affected by the value decrease, like your investment value negative effect. So that's not the optimal timing for initiating the SBot or the classic bot, because as I mentioned, our bots are mostly optimal for the sideways market and the uptrend market, because the idea is to maximize the return. But if you open the bot right before the drop down, I mean right before the time when the drop down, the fall is most likely to occur, then it's not optimal. Avoid such cases. Another example is extreme volatility. You see that here is resistance level, all right? And you see how rapidly, how significantly there was a price surge and then drastic drop down. Price surge, drop down, price surge. So in this case, avoid entering the market on these highly overbought levels, all right? So you'd rather wait for the support level to be tested once again and then initiate the bot, so that you would be able to seize the market appreciation. What about the SBot optimization? The SBot, as I said, is designed in a way that it avoids extreme volatility cases. So here on the left side is the scenario of bad optimization. It's when the bot, in this case, would buy, as you can see, was a huge spike upwards, unoptimized bot, would buy a huge amount of base currency right on top. You don't want this to happen because there is a consequent drop down. Then that means that all of the base currency that the bot, unoptimized bot, bought here, it will be significantly affected by the negative value change as the price then, as instantly as it moved up, moves downwards. In case of the optimization, like what we have in SBot algorithm, it avoids such extreme volatility cases. So here is smooth performance. So that's what we are looking for. We don't want our portfolio to be exposed to huge market risk like this case. We want to have as smooth strategies as we can, and in this case, SBot is perfectly optimized to avoid such extreme volatility cases. So yeah, automated trading is much faster than your manual trading. And as I already demonstrated, there are some cases where the bot can make 19,000 trades. All right. So in milliseconds, sometimes even. Manually, you wouldn't be able to do so. Let me show you something else. Maybe some real case examples, just to tell you how to use the bot. Let's say maybe Ion trading to USDT. All right, so here I can see starting from the 13th of March. No, actually a little bit later, maybe from the 23rd of March. There is a sideways market here. So right now, let's say if you expect the price to go upwards, what you can do is to lower your buy zone and to have a wider sell zone. For some reason, it's a little bit lagging right now. But if I adjust it accordingly, let's say I put 60 grid levels, that's what I have. But let's say I want to trade on the full sideways market. So in this case, I should widen my buy zone and sell zone. You see, I adjust my upper and lower limit by the support and resistance levels. All right, so the sideways market is defined by the support and resistance levels, as you know. So if you want to make profits on this sideways market, then this kind of setup is optimal. So that means in order to initiate this bot, you already must have on your balance some amount of Ion so that the bot would be able to set sell limit orders. And you must allocate some amounts of USDT so that if the price goes downwards, it would be able to buy proportionately base currency, Ion, and then later, as the price hopefully bounces off the support level, you will seize the market appreciation and the bot will generate profit for you. I mean, regardless of the market condition, either it falls or goes sideways or upwards, the bot will make profits for you. But you want to maximize your return, right? In this case, only open SBot or classic bot when you think that the price will go upwards or sideways. And I actually use the sideways market if I expect it to then later go upwards. Like in this case, let me show you something. So if you apply some technical analysis in this case, you can see that it's kind of moving upwards within the sideways formation. So actually I would adjust it and I would put it like this. So let's say in this case, in this scenario, I expect that the price will probably drop down a little bit and then bounce off this level. And as the price will move upwards, all of my sell orders here will be executed. So not only I will make bot profits here, I will also maximize my return if the price will go upwards. Um, so about the scalper bot, it's like very new, and we are still working on its update. Right now it looks like this, so you cannot adjust your sell and buy zone. You see that some market scenarios are not optimal for the scalper, but some can be. Let's say you want to seize almost any price drop down and then to chase the market appreciation afterwards. It bounces off the support level. So such a narrow setup would allow you to seize almost any market swing. But once again, I would suggest you practicing on the SBot, on demo account, and classic bot, because SBot, I mean the scalper, is mostly optimal for some rare cases on the market. But today in this webinar, I will mostly focus on the SBot and the classic bot because I mostly use them. And the scalper, as you can see, is currently at the beta stage, so we are still testing it. And it would be great, guys, if you would also test it, the scalper, and share your ideas regarding the possible improvement or whatever can be done, maybe some useful use cases. So yeah, let's see the activity on the chart. If you guys have some questions regarding the interface, right now is the best moment to ask. Yeah, maybe I forgot to mention here, like to be more precise, the investment value here is what you allocated to your active bot. High price, low price is exactly the trading range. It's the upper limit, and that's the bottom limit. Grids, you see 60, 60, 28, 80 is the amount of grids that you've set. And below is the total amount of trades that were executed by the bot. In this case, SBot, here also SBot, but with the trading up function, and here as well, SBot with the trading up function. So what other scenarios can be used? Let's say Bitcoin Cash. Let's assume that I expect price to go up from this level, from this point of time. If I put only the sell zone, it means that in order to initiate this bot, I must have enough of the base currency. And in this case, as I only have the sell zone, all I need to have to initiate the bot is only the base currency. So as the price will move upwards, as I expect, the bot will initiate all of these sell orders. and will open buy limit orders as the price will move upwards, downwards, as in the scenario that I've shown you in the presentation, where the price was moving upwards, BNB Ethereum, and the bot with trading up function was seizing absolutely every drop down. So that's the idea. Let's see the questions. So what should we do in case of a downtrend market? That's a good question. We have risk management tools like stop loss. All right. So let's say in this setup, okay, so for some reason it's lagging. Let me choose another one of waves trading to USDT. Let's assume that is my predefined setup for this bot. I have a wider sell zone and a narrow buy zone. So that means I mostly affected by the base currency value change because I have to buy more of the base currency to have on my balance in order to initiate the bot. And if I put this stop loss, I would put it right below this lower low. So if the price, instead of moving upwards, as I would expect it to be in order to maximize my profit, instead of that, it moves downwards. If it goes below my lower limit price, first of all, my bot won't be trading anymore because it's below the trade range. And secondly, if the price hits, like triggers my stop loss, it will sell all of the base currency that I bought here and that I bought right before the bot initiation to have all of these sell orders. So that's the risk management mechanism. Because you cannot predict every market fluctuation. All right. So yeah, there are cases then you will initiate the bot and it turns out that the price will go downwards. Yes, the bot will make profits for you, but as the value of the base currency is falling, so is the investment change in this case. But if I let's say would have narrow sell zone with only 30, 30 grids, see that in this case I must have more of the quote currency to initiate the bot rather than the base currency waves. So if the price from this point will go downwards, that means that comparing with the previous case that I've shown you, where we had the wider sell zone, I will be less affected by the base currency value change because I simply have less of it on my balance right now. I mean, in the bot. Um, let me check if you have any questions. So yeah, can you keep up with this amount of high frequency trading execution? Doubt so. By the way, guys, we are participating in the Binance Futures Trading Tournament, and we are currently on the 21st place. So if you check the Binance Futures page, you can see that you can earn some awards if we will trade together as a team, because the award is distributed. So top traders within each team will be awarded accordingly. So we are pushing the moon our slogan is to the moon. And yeah, there are some teams that we have to beat in order to get to the top 10, and in order to get to the top 10 we need as much support as we can get. So if you have some futures trading, you can join Bitsgap team, and together we will have more chances to share the pool. So join if you haven't yet. I will maybe send you the link. Yeah, right now. And as of now, please rate this webinar on a scale from 1 to 10. And we need your feedback to develop the product. And I need to know where I should improve the webinar. Maybe I should provide you with more use cases or something like that, just for you to know. We are constantly looking for use cases for the optimization, and with every new webinar I will be providing you with unique, more precise use cases of how you can use the bot. My suggestion for you is to practice. Okay, that's why we have the paper trade, we have the demo account where you can use your virtual money to test. So that's perfect. That's the idea of how you can optimize your trading, how you can find the best way of using our bots. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the webinar. And as I ask you, please rate this webinar on a scale from 1 to 10. Regarding the questions, is there a comprehensive tutorial? Yes. So if you open the bitsgap.com, here, open the, just a second, go to the blog section, and here you can see about the scalper bot, sideways, maximize your hodling portfolio return. So here are some samples. No, actually, that was the first one. Maybe for those of you who are already familiar with the SBot or scalper, you can read about the scalper. You can see exactly the logic behind how the profit is calculated, the investment change, the break-even level, like every tiny logic that is hidden in the bot is revealed for you right here. So just subscribe. All right, we are constantly updating and providing you with more tips and clues. And yeah, by the way, about the tournament, here was also the statement. Let me check if you have any other questions. By the way, many thanks to Erwin, who is currently answering on some of your questions right in the chat. Because there are so many questions that if I would be on my own, I would barely answer all of them. So thanks, Erwin. Regarding the Russian language, yes, we will have some webinars in Russian language. So there is a question: what's the point of setting upper limit price if I activate trading up. It will never reach the upper limit grid right. So let me show you once again the logic. Completely. Okay, iOS trading to USDT. So look, let's say you don't have, like, you didn't choose the trading up function and you are using the SBot. You have the upper limit and you have the lower limit. So if the price, I will use the yellow brush. So if the price moves upwards and then goes like far above the upper limit, in this case, your bot won't be executing any trades anymore because the price is now above the trade range. But if you have the trading up function, as the price is moving upwards, so does your trading range. All right. So in order to keep up with the price appreciation, you must have a trading up function on. Otherwise, if the price, like the current price, is not within the trade range, your bot won't be trading anymore. All right. But if you, yeah, as Erwin said, if you assume that it will not reach the upper board, then you shouldn't use the trading. That's right. But in case if you expect a huge, I mean, a tremendous price appreciation, then you should consider trading up function because it will follow the price. And you want to follow the price because you want to maximize the profit and you want to chase every possible price appreciation, right? And the perfect thing that is implied in the trading up function is that if the price goes, instead of going upwards, it goes downwards, right? Your trading range is not going to follow the downward pressure, all right? It will stay above. So let's say it will go like this again. In this case, it went upwards. So uh, so yeah, my trade range will follow. But once again, if the price goes downwards from this point, like here, in this case, my trade range is not affected. It's gonna stay like this. So guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for your feedback. I appreciate a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. And I promise that next time, and yeah, there will be more webinars incoming in Russian language as well. I will prepare myself even better. I will have more use cases for you because I'm a trader myself and I have use cases made by me that I will be providing you with. I'm also working on the optimization and constantly looking for best market scenarios to initiate the bot. So I will definitely share with you use cases. So yeah, thanks a lot and stay tuned. Subscribe and join, by the way, once again, join the tournament if you haven't yet. Together we have more chances to beat the market. Okay, so that's gonna be great. Let's have fun while we are all together, self-isolated and got stuck in this unpleasant situation, global unpleasant situation. That's the best time to practice, to study, to educate yourself, to optimize your trading. So let's do this together. So thanks and have a nice day. Bye.